where previously we walked down the hill towards home, and now we're walking up the hill towards home. Okay, yeah, so this is the end of Dublin as was. It used to lead out onto the main street, but since they put in the bypass, that got truncated, which is about here. So yeah, the bypass, because bottleneck, because main road between Bradford, Bingley and all points west. So, got a nice signpost here. If you do choose to walk along the canal, towpath, obviously the towpath, because you're not going to wade, despite the renovations that's going on. We're still 2, 3, 4, and on we go. Crossing. So yeah, famous Bingley landmark, the bridge. So we get that in the background of me. And here's the bypass. Which the other year got blocked off because they were using it for filming, which diverted all the ordinary traffic through the old road and caused the bottlenecks they had been previously trying to avoid. Yeah, and here's the other bit of the bridge. You might even call it the double bridge, but we'll get there. How many bridges do you know go across both a road and a canal? Canal, you say? Yes. The Leeds-Liverpool Canal, previously described on that signpost I showed you. One canal. You'll notice it's a nice wide one, so we have the double with barges on, as opposed to the narrow boat which goes through Huddersfield, which only has the narrow ones on. So it's not just a clever name. Ha 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 ha. So we are currently approaching, originally a Spar, then went on to become a Martin's, and has now become a Morrison's Daily. But here's the thing, when it was a Martin's, correction, it was a McColl's, you still got their supplies from the Morrison's chain. But yeah, so I think there's been some corporate reshuffling. But either way, it's like the monopoly. Like you've got 3 shops on this street, and therefore your income goes up. There we go. Morrison's there, just over the road from a Premier. Over the road, he says, same side of the road, one back road between them, and the cash machine, which is forever running out of receipts, and on the right day of the month running out of money entirely, so we have to go all the way into the middle of the town for the purpose of getting to a cash machine. 2, 3, 4. Remember the Green Cross Code when traversing a road. Yes, how things have changed over the course of. This used to be an antique shop, now somebody's home. It used to be rough ground next to the canal, and now it's all residential. Britannia Wharf. Yes, all new houses, all faced up the same. Any similarity between that and Legoland is a crying shame. Maybe we'll do a bit of a more interesting walk on a later date, but just today we're just heading up the hill for the purpose of the going of the home. Supplies and resources having been procured in the middle, so goals achieved. It's just a question of getting home with them. Again, the mill previously here left behind various of its landmarks. In this particular case, that there chimney. The variety of things old mill buildings get used for. A town not half an hour away by means of public transport had an old mill which got used for airsoft battle simulation. It's the technological next step up from paintballing, which is the leisure equivalent of a mugging. Expensive and very bad for the head. Again, any similarities between that and a Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster are entirely a crying shame. What are we on? Okay. Now approaching the crossroads, bottom of Ferncliff. Yeah, so yeah, when I was walking to work when they were still building the bypass and they shifted the road leading into Bingley like 2 road lengths width to the left, built the new road next to the old road, dismantled the old road while they were still sinking the piles in. Moving. Oh, hello Hannah, and hello official turn. We'll get a better view in just a little while. Yeah, this piece of ground has been sold, assuming for the purpose of residential, but nobody's done a thing with it apart from dig some holes. Remember, never cross the road when the little green man's flashing. Although these days the little green man doesn't flash. You see, walking across the road. Yeah, this little stand-up shop's car. Now, right down here, is that going to give you a good enough view? We'll see, shall we? So yeah, what is currently the pharmacy up there, can you see that? There. That there pharmacy used to be a newsagent. This here Chinese food type takeaway place has been under multiple owners and names across the course of me living here. Yeah. Again, being in the Airedale funnel, where we don't get the worst of the rain and snow, we do get winds, which has caused ultimate havoc to various trees on here. Oh, thank you very much, Dog Day. Yeah, so we're doing the alternate route, going up the hill to home instead of down the hill from work to home, just because I can. Well, we got Daffy now and Dillies. The yellow trumpets. Yeah, so in the meaning, before they built what is now the medical centre, the road that comes off here, it says, turning out that road, instead of turning left as it does now to go around, it turned right, which, given how steep the hill was a must-use skateboarding venue. Did we go past the tree that came down? Oh yeah, we went past that stump. Never mind. There are further trees which also had suffered from the wind and had to be manhandled, tree surgeon, what have you. Oh dear, anything interesting, particularly? Yes, this is stretching the definition of crossroads, because A, it's not an exact right angle. Okay, let's check these bus times. Well, that's useful. Not. And it looks like somebody has got plans to do some resurfacing. How can you tell? No, my mistake. It's not resurfacing. Somebody's going to be digging up the road again. And who is it, we ask? Well, I shall answer, or at least don't tell, show. Oh yes, that's the tree which got blown halfway down and had to be tree surgeoned. Can you see that? That tree right there. Okay, and this is the steep bit, one of the steep bits. It's a benefit for your carbs. Boy, do you feel it when you get to the top, especially when you're carrying shopping. So we can imagine people with shopping and or pushchairs coming up here early the way. Yes, when I'm personally fetching back shopping, it's always the switch to the strong hand just before I get to the steep bit. What else we got? Beep, 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 beep. Thanks. Really well. And now here's the right. Yeah. People hereabouts, for the purpose of getting down to the road from the path, have had to install their own steps from the path down to the road to get to their cars. You see those? And there's another one here. Yeah, it always gets me, that steep bit. This is where the path gets disrupted by trees growing, their roots coming from under somebody's garden wall, which is there. But we live on. And we now approach the junction where we're about to close up. Yes, this is the junction, again, Yorkshire being steep. Various years ago, a bus coming down decided, stop, it wasn't going anywhere. It did not want to move any further because, according to driver, if it had tried to come any further down on that ice, it would have been straight over the road and into somebody's garden, possibly somebody's house. So somebody around here, when coming to naming streets, obviously has been reading their King Lear, because we've got a Kent, a Cornwall and a Gloucester. But anyway, okay, so I'm, what are we on? Approaching 18 minutes, I think that'll do us for today. So, as always, I will say, Alia Jagd est.